Alors, bonjour, bienvenue au Nice Mics, je suis Alexis. Malheureusement, Félix n'est pas là avec moi aujourd'hui, mais j'ai le plaisir d'être avec le groupe de lutteurs Dynasty, avec Jackson Roy et Mikey Truth plus précisément. Alors, bonjour les gars, hi guys.
What's up? What's up? How you doing? What's going on? Glad to have us. Thank you for having us.
Hey, the pleasure is all mine. So we're gonna start directly. Uh, where did you all start? You can start.
Well, we're all based out of the GTA, which is the Greater Toronto area. So if you want to dig down deeper, going into Toronto, into the suburbs of Toronto in Mississauga, it's the base camp that we train at is Battle Arts Academy, which was owned and started by Santino Marella, and it was a joint venture that has now grown into a platform and a home for various different promotions now.
For those who don't watch or follow wrestling, Santino Marella is an ex WWE wrestler and ex Intercontinental Championship winner.
Yes. So you guys know him as Santino. We know him as Anthony Corelli. So Anthony has opened up the doors of Battle Arts about 10 years ago, and that has opened an opportunity for a lot of talent, whether it's in pro wrestling, mixed martial arts, you name it, anything within the combat realm. That has been the home base for a lot of us throughout the GTA, Toronto, and Mississauga area. And then that's basically where we got started. We got started throughout Mississauga, and then we just started to take our talents outside of town to see if what we were doing really works and resonates with the crowds.
And Jackson?
Yeah, you pretty much hit on the nail. Like we all started around the pandemic era. We're pandemic babies. We started around 2020. Around that time, obviously the world was shut down, but we knew that during that time we had to keep training. So we did our best to find whatever time we can train in and get as much knowledge as possible. I started in November 2020, and during that time, I was training for 2 weeks, and the world just shut down. So I was super bummed that I'm just about to start my wrestling journey. The world shuts down, but luckily enough, we came back in July of the following year, and ever since then, we both just kept training and getting better at this.
Yeah, we just continuously worked hard through the pandemic. We're fairly new to this. For me personally, I'm only 3 years into my pro wrestling career. I debuted just a day before my birthday in 2020, right? So, and then since then, from September 2020 till now, we've just grown exponentially. From just training throughout the lockdown and just grinding it out through then, in moments where we weren't supposed to, but still getting the work done, to just be ahead of the game. It has helped us to this point now where we're here at IWS Montreal.
And you were talking about Santino Marella. Has he personally impacted your wrestling career, or just it was like the head coach, or he started the school?
So basically, Anthony Corelli started the school, but throughout the variations over the years, there's been different coaches and trainers. Me personally, my journey was not only with Anthony Corelli, but I had coaches like Yuki Yuki. He was the man Ishikawa that started the original Battle Arts in Japan, which is now making a comeback. So he, in this venture with Anthony, birthed the Battle Arts that we know here in Canada. And he basically gave Anthony the blessing to carry on the name. Through that, I had various coaches, but our main coach was Nick. He goes by Asylum, at Stone Rockwell. He basically took us under his wings and really taught us about the psychology, in-ring work, and just how to carry yourself as a wrestler from your entrances, character work, gimmick. He really took it down to the notebook of the game, right? And in the hand of that, Rob, Slick Smooth, which is his tag team partner, they worked hand in hand. Smooth was working with the strength and conditioning for us. And within that, it transitioned where we had guest coaches like Trent Seven, for example, Aaron Stevens, formerly known as Damian Sandow. Various different notable talent throughout the pro wrestling industry has came through the Battle Arts doors and has helped level us up. If you want to go into the UK realm of things, Eddie Dennis and Wild War, they've been a big help in just teaching us the UK and the pure wrestling technical fundamental style. So been very blessed to get teachings from various different avenues, including the seminars that our home camp hosts.
Yeah, like we've done several seminars at Battle Arts. One of them being Josh Alexander. We learned a lot from him, just the fundamentals of wrestling, just the fundamentals of pro wrestling. Another one was the Bollywood Boys, and going to their seminar was really good because they're a tag team just like us, teaching us tag team psychology, positioning in the ring, as well as Serena Deeb. We did a Serena Deeb seminar literally the day before the Bollywood seminar. So like we got back-to-back knowledge of just like, tag team wrestling, psychology, just chaining in the ring. And just all those guest coaches that have come through Battle Arts has definitely helped us elevate our game and just get better in the ring.
Big time, big time. And with that, especially being Canadian talent that has came back to help out the new generation talent like ourselves and showing us how to maneuver along this pro wrestling journey, it's beautiful to see their growth from us not even getting in the pro wrestling industry yet, but as fans being on the other side and seeing them, they grow. And we witnessed Josh Alexander sign his Impact contract at our camp at Battle Arts Academy.
Really?
Yes. So in those situations, it lights the fire under you to just work harder. We've seen Mike Bailey sign his Impact contract at Battle Arts Academy. So these are some of the things that's really helped us. And recently now we've connected with Jimmy Hart at another training camp that we train at called Limitless. And Jimmy Hart has been a very pivotal, important piece to our dynamic in the short span of time that we were able to meet him, in teaching us for me personally, how to carry myself as a manager, how to carry ourselves as pro wrestlers, our presence, promos, and just taking advantage of the moments that we have in this ring and in front of the people that we perform in front of.
So you're talking about your school in Toronto, your wrestling school. I guess you all started at the same time, basically. So is that how you met? Like how you met each other?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much what happened was Mikey started before I did at Battle Arts. He was there about a year before.
I've been in and out. I was always in real life, I'm like a fly on the wall. I'm a very analytical person where I can be in a room, very quiet, and I'm just watching and surveillance the scene. So I was in and out of Battle Arts from about 2016, you know what I mean, 2015. And I met a lot of the guys that really started from there, like some of the members in our group, Dynasty, Sway Archer, and D. Smith, who were part of Battle Arts since day one, in a sense. And I kind of built a relationship with them over that course of me being in and out of Battle Arts over those years, but it was during the pandemic where I really stuck home and I'm gonna do this. It's not just exercise now. This is gonna be a lifestyle now. And during
This is going to be a career.
yeah, because the world stopped. It was the perfect opportunity to create a new avenue, create new opportunities, and open a new door for yourself, right? And for many, the pandemic may have been a terrible thing, but for us, it was a beneficial.
It was a blessing in disguise, basically.
Exactly. And that's what we just took advantage of. And then, the rest is history from there. I end up meeting Jax. We end up wrestling because he has an amateur background. I have an amateur background as well. And, it just off the rip.
It basically just
Day
happened.
one.
It basically just happened one day. We were just rolling in the ring, grappling, and I was like, oh, okay, this guy has a background in amateur wrestling just like I do. And ever since then, we kind of just had a liking to each other. Also, we have the same background in the Caribbean culture. We both have Jamaican backgrounds, so that kind of what also connected us to talking and just getting to know each other. And ever since then, like you said, the rest is history. And then we created the Dynasty.
Yeah, we just started to build that chemistry within each other, and then started to go about it. Our main coach, Nick Andrews, Stone Rockwell, Asylum, the various aliases that he goes by, he actually came to me and he was suggesting, do you have the idea of being a manager or anything like that? And I was like, of course. In pro wrestling, you always want to think about various avenues because your in-ring career can only last so long before your body and the bones start to catch up on you, right? So I'm always one to think about plan B, plan C, plan D, and so forth. So I was always already in my mind imagining, okay, I want to do the manager and pro wrestling thing, blend that, and eventually find ways I can work behind the scenes or be a personality, be a host with the mic in hand, you know what I mean, doing interviews like yourself, right? So I looked at very different avenues, and He suggested, like, who did you have in mind? Immediately, I had Jackson and Sway because I had history with Sway Archer in the past, and I knew eventually I was going to work with him. And then just rolling around and building the chemistry already with Jackson, I was like, this would be the perfect combination for the first two guys to be a part of this group. Shot a couple names over to Nick. Because his big thing is just to come up with character work, because we would have mock shows, little like house shows before we would have our big live events in front of the live paying crowd, right? So we'd pitch ideas throughout students in the class. We'd see what works, throw it at the wall, whatever sticks, we'd go with it for the live show. Gave him a list of names. He said, oh, I like the Dynasty. I was already thinking Dynasty, and I loved it. And I was pushing for him to go with Dynasty.
And Dynasty, that's a good thing. Dynasty, I think it's Sway who told me last show that Dynasty as a trio is undefeated. Like, what is Dynasty? Like, you're a group of wrestlers, but you're definitely more than that.
Yeah.
Just your entrance, you're honestly on the indies, you're like a legendary group.
Appreciate
it. Yeah, honestly. And honestly, like, who are they? What is Dynasty?
So Dynasty is a formated group of guys that are united with the obsession of success and triumph. And that is what unifies us. That's what unifies us together. Being in defiance of finding success and triumph within each other. And even in defeat, we still remain strong and unified. A play that a lot of people don't use nowadays is the Freebird rule. So our thing is that of that Rolodex, you don't know what combination you're going to get at Dynasty. That's what makes us even more dangerous, because you don't know if you're going to get me and D. Smith. You don't know if you're going to get me and Jax. You don't know if I'm going to get me and Sway, or vice versa. Sway and Jackson. Jackson and D. Smith. You know, you can get any combination of us. You know what I mean? And bringing our heritage is another big thing. Unifying the cultures and making a standpoint that unity between one is the key to success.
And also, like, our catchphrase, if you will, is make history and leave a legacy. That's exactly what we want to do. Anywhere we go, we want to make history. We want to make an impact. Make an impression on, on wherever we're at, and just connect with the audience. Leave the audience, like, happy that they saw what they saw. Leave them happy, like, they pay their money to come see the talent. We want to make sure we put on the best show for them. When it comes to the diamonds that we throw up, that's just the thing that we do so that the fans can be with us. They can connect with us, and they can just we just appreciate any type of fan that they want to throw it up with us, and they can come with us with this ride.
Exactly, and you're investing not only in just a group, you're investing in individual characters, because Dynasty is not just the whole group as just one, but when you dig deeper, we all tell our own individual stories. Jackson has his own story. I have my own story. Sway has his own journey. D. Smith has his own story. And when we come together, it's a dynamic force to be reckoned with. And that's the key with us.
And I'm personally trying here in the IWS dojo with Surf and Tommy Boy to be a tag team. We're trying to get a gimmick. Was it hard to get that gimmick, like the Dynasty gimmick, or you just it came natural?
It wasn't that hard, to be honest, really, because it's unifying all our dynamics, and it's unifying the Takedown King, his royalty, unifying the Lionheart that's within me, and unifying the masterpiece that is within Sway Archer, and then bringing that dynamic of us all together. And within that, we start to make a domino effect between the other layers in Dynasty, where Derek is now our outlaw that's on his road to redemption, creating a new identity for himself. Xavier Walker is the extended branch where we go stateside. He makes that international connection for us. He is like our Hercules in the group, who towers over us, you know what I mean? We have our force, we have our power, that's Jackson, you know what I mean, as well. So that combination, when we're all together, it's undeniable.
Like he said, like, when we come all together, we're an undeniable force. But just like individually, we know that, not all teams last forever. Anything can happen. Someone unfortunately can get hurt, or things that happen in life.
Just
so
take the New Day, for example.
Exactly, right. So Biggie, unfortunately, he's out now. But we know that individually, we have our own thing. If anything, if a certain promotion wants just Jackson, I'm comfortable just showing what I can do as the takedown king, as takedown season. As well as Mikey, he has his character as well. Sway has his character. Derek has his character. So we're all comfortable doing solo things within the indie scene. But when we come together, that's when we're kind of, this undeniable force and a whole new dynamic. So it's just good that we developed, we need to be a group, but we also, we have our own thing going on. And when we come together, we're just that much better.
And you just talked about the international branches, and you're for the Greater Toronto area, as you said earlier. Really, what made you start here in Quebec? Because it's definitely not your first show in IWS. I think it's your third or fourth.
Yeah, I think fourth. We're almost going on our fifth appearance here in IWS, which is amazing. IWS was just an opportunity for us to really showcase ourselves on a big stage, on not only just an international level, worldwide. Just worldwide throughout Fight TV, on Fight Network. There's so much different avenues that IWS has positioned themselves over the, 2 decades of existence.
Nearly 25 years.
Yeah,
We're going on 25 years soon.
3 decades, IWS. And the fact that so many legends have came out of IWS, from the Sami Zayns, the Kevin Owens, you think of even Sid Vicious, of all people, have appeared here at IWS. So the history, the heritage that comes out of IWS, it was always a goal to be here, and to be here so soon in our careers is just an absolute blessing. It's the right place at the right time. Sway Archer was already making moves and starting to get his name bubbling amongst the ranks here in IWS. And then when we came as a unit, it was no stopping now. It was now you have to pay attention to us.
I personally was at your debut at Bain Mathieu. I think it was Hardcore Heat, if I'm not wrong. First,
I believe it was First Blood.
Yeah, you're right. It was First Blood. It was honestly amazing. I saw you came out the three of you. It was amazing. I was like, who are those guys? I saw you in the ring. Jackson Roy was just a powerhouse. Mikey getting thrown everywhere, just screaming at the top of your lungs. And that brings me to my next question. You all have your individual forces. What do you think is your biggest force as a team? Because you all are so different in the ring. Like Sway, I saw him jump over the third rope on Carl Jepsen. I saw him catch Carl Jepsen, who is not a small guy. I saw you, Mikey, doing an insane thing on the third rope. You, Jackson, you just picked up Sony Soleil like it was nothing. So what would you say is the biggest force of Dynasty as a whole?
We're very strategic. We're very strategic. Yes, we're athletic. Yes, we can be powerhouses. Yes, we have speed. Yes, we can hang with the best of them, like TDT. You know what I mean? One of your top-ranked tag teams here in IWS and throughout Canada as a whole. But what makes us so deadly is that we're strategic.
And also, I think, is our energy.
Yes.
We bring a different energy to just to any promotion we go to. We know that when we come out there, we're gonna bring just the fire. I mean, people are gonna feel it. I always say, if you feel it, the people will feel it. Yeah. So we know that when we come out there, it's hype, it's real, it's fire, it's energy. And I think that's what makes us so powerful and strong, is because an energy is something that just can't be ignored.
It can't be matched, and it can't be copied. It can't be copied, can't be duplicated. And what we've built has been very organic and self-made since day one. And that's what we bring out here. From the moment we have that energy, you're already rocking before we even get into the ring and showcase what we can do in the ring.
We've heard a lot about the theme music, people just have come up to us oh my God, I love your guys' theme music. It's so hype, and it's just, you have Mikey coming out with the flag and the whole, it's the energy.
So that's the key thing. And then when we're in the ring, we can physically dissect you guys. We can just and it doesn't matter what size you are, because I'm one of the smallest in some of these matches and some of the most of these rooms that I'm in, but we can still physically dissect you. I can physically dissect anybody that I'm in that ring with, whether it's technically Or you want to fly, I can do that too. You want to add the speed, we can do that. You want to showcase some power, I think someone hang there too. But, you know, we all don't have like a weak link to us. You know?
We all bring something different, and you were talking about styles. Like, we all have that different type of styles in wrestling that, you know, if you want this type of style, we got that. If you want this type of style, we got that too. You know, I think that's also what makes us dangerous in the ring, is that we're just, you know, we hit on all different types of styles: technical, powerhouse, high flying. You know, if you want a showman, we have a showman. Like, all those type of different styles we bring in the ring and we bring to the show.
There's one question I have left. Well, we can continue to talk, but I have one question left. I didn't send you guys. You're here in Quebec. It's not your first time. Do you speak any French? I think our fans wonder, do you speak any French?
Français. I do not speak any French. My sister actually lives here in Montreal, and you know, she actually moved here a couple of years ago. She never spoke French ever a day in her life, but she loves Montreal. It's such a beautiful, beautiful city, and I'm so jealous every time I come here, because I'm like, wow, this is why she moved here, because it's so nice.
You know, we want to stay.
But like, when it comes to like speaking French, I was just never good at French. Like, even just going to school, like, I was never good at it. I'd love to learn the language. It's a beautiful language. So when it comes to me, don't know French, but would love to learn it.
Yo, I know. Je m'appelle. Bon. I know. Like, comme ci, comme ça, you know? Like,
Why? Wait, you actually don't have an accent at all. When you speak English, that's amazing. When you speak French, that's amazing. I have like my peasant accent when I speak English. You don't have an accent at all.
It's like basic. My nephew is in French immersion now, so it's like it's starting to refresh and come back to me. Man, I'm kicking myself. I should have just paid attention. I should have just paid attention. But in grade school, you're using that as like your second recess. So, so it's like now I'm kicking myself because man, I love it.
Right now, with just a fast question, what's your favorite memory here in IWS?
Hardcore Heat for sure. Hardcore Heat and our debut, I think, is something that we hold. I don't know, man. Like, it's so hard because each time it's like there's something special each moment. Our debut was special because our first time interacting with the Montreal crowd, our first time on this big stage, even debuting on Fight TV and Fight Network. It was our first time in that realm. And then when you go to
The Olympia,
oh
like,
my
for
God.
me, it was the Olympia, like, just that venue, man.
Before we even went out for our entrance, we're looking at each other like, man, this is happening.
That was like our WrestleMania, because it's like we have never been in a venue like that. We've never been in a venue like that, and just like the crowd was just amazing there, and just, you know, working with Nathan and Sonny was, you know, a great thing, because like we always want to work new talent. We always want to work the best talent, and working with them was just, it was a good thing for us. It made us better working with them. So.
It's constantly pushing us to step up to the next level. This is the beautiful thing that I love about IWS, is that they're giving you the opportunities to not only shine, but level up with the best in the world. And with the combination of Japanese talent, American talent, the worldwide talent that are coming out of here through our IWS, let alone just the students that are now coming out through the IWS dojo, that we're blessed to having the opportunity to mix it up with. It's amazing. And then like another personal moment that I hold deep is Hardcore Heat, and being positioned in the co-main event basically, and having that opportunity to have the trust from Hawk to put us into this level where we're up against your top teams. See, when you had Sexy Eddie and Bob Animal, and then you got TDT.
It was a sink or swim moment for us.
Yeah.
And that Dane Table also, who was an opponent.
You know, and like we have the least experience compared to these guys. Damn near they've been working almost as long as we've been alive. You know what I mean? So it's like getting that opportunity to be side by side and hang with these guys is amazing. And like nowhere else, even back home, no other promotion had us treat us with the respect, the beautiful honor of just being able to grace the ring, and just the gracious love and support that IWS has given us. So our hearts, deep down, we have all very, very special place for IWS forever.
And we are currently at 25 minutes out of 30. Do you have any message for future? Because it's a podcast, you can listen to it whenever you want. Do you have any message for future Jackson Roy, future Mikey Truth? Like, what are your hopes, dreams for the future? Do you have any like close shit?
Goals and
Yeah, goals.
aspirations.
Any
For
close
us,
goals?
it's definitely to take this internationally. We believe in our brand. We believe in what we've built from the ground up since day one. We've believed in it. We've proven to grow. We have even our shout out Monica, who's out in WWE NXT. She's doing her thing. We've have
Carmen Petrovic,
You know,
shout out to her. She's doing her
like-
thing. She's killing it.
we have all these various connections throughout the industry, even outside behind the scenes. Check out Sway Archer with his Archer Wrestling apparel, which he's decking out some of your favorite pro wrestlers and your favorite wrestlers. They're all getting decked out and swagged out by Sway Archer. So like
I saw on the internet. I think he does like Trick Williams gear.
Trick Williams. He's been doing Mike
also.
Bailey, Leo Rush. The list goes on, right? So
It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
It's unfortunately he couldn't be with us today because of a bad bump in the ring. But we hope for the best. So if you listen to it, you got it, bud.
So we wish him all the best and get better, but we're holding it down, and that's the beauty with Dynasty. Any variation Dynasty can still hold down the fort and give you guys a solid show. And that's what we're going to be doing here at IWS. And for us, it's just taking this internationally, traveling the world, being able to travel the world. And if we do end up getting signed, that's beautiful too. That's the cherry on top of this whole journey. But realistically, we want to take this worldwide.
I want some championship gold.
Gold is
I want
gold
some
is
championship
good too.
gold,
I love some gold too.
So just just having those achievements, especially with me and him, we're yet to win some tag team gold. We've won trios championships and different promotions, but just me and him with our journey, we just first meeting and just starting. Like I remember us starting on one of the promotions back home. And just it was the first time like I came out like for any type of show, and like just from looking at that to eventually winning championship gold would just personally for me be a big moment to just win some tag team gold with Mikey Truth. So, but yeah, like you said, going international, going stateside would definitely be a big goal for us.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Merci à vous d'avoir écouté. Vous pouvez me trouver personnellement sur mon Instagram, Alex Pocket. Les Nice Mics sur Instagram, TikTok. Vous pouvez trouver mon co-animateur Félix Hébert à Félix12Hébert. Ensuite, vous pouvez trouver notre monteur Alexis Meyer à Orange Luchador. Et vous avez Jackson Roy with your Instagram.
Yes, you can follow me at Jackson_Roy at on Instagram, and you can also follow me on Twitter at Jackson_Roy. And we got T-shirts out on Pro Wrestling Tees as well. Yeah.
You can catch me at I am Mikey Truth on all social media. That's definitely Instagram and Twitter or X, whatever they're calling it nowadays.
Twitter.
I call it Twitter.
And then you can catch our stuff also on Pro Wrestling Tees. You can catch us on In Action, on YouTube, Fight TV, Fight Network. Hey, or you come out, catch us live wherever you live in. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there sooner or later.
Do you have any message for our listeners on the podcast here?
Keep following. Keep your tabs on Dynasty. Follow the whole group. This is just the first introduction between Mikey Truth and Jackson Roy, but you go follow Sway Archer. Go follow the journey of D. Smith. Go follow Xavier Walker. Check out Carmen Petrovic and her stuff in WWE NXT. There's so much different connections to Dynasty and what we've built over the years, and it's a forever thing. It's forever thing. Doesn't matter where we go in life, this unit at Dynasty is forever, and we want you guys to join this journey with us.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for having this interview with us. Keep it locked to this podcast. We have our guy doing his thing, so just thank you, and I appreciate it for having us.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you. One love.
Merci beaucoup. Bonne soirée.